Hello, everybody. Welcome to the episode 26 of the Hrudai Chetan Show podcast, a space where we explore the truth of life, passion, and purpose. In today's episode, we bring you a conversation unlike any other with Dr. Amrut Hiranya, lovingly known as the Dog Guru. He holds an honorary PhD in canine behavior training from Global University of Boston, USA, and has studied canine behavior deeply at Unitec, New Zealand. As the director of Amrut Dog Guru Services, Dr. Amrut has not only transformed the lives of dogs but also deeply impacted the way humans understand and communicate with them. Get ready to discover how dogs mirror our emotions, how understanding their world teaches us patience, unconditional love, and even healing. This episode is for every teenager, student, family member, and professional who wants to learn the silent language of love through the eyes of a dog. So tune in and welcome the guest, Dr. Amrut, Dog Guru, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you so much, sir, for being here on my podcast today. I'm so excited because first, I love dogs and I want to learn more about these animals. So, you're the right person, sir. So, thank you so much for being here and taking your wonderful time and spending the valuable time with us.
Same here. I'm equally happy to be on your podcast.
Thank you so much. So, let's begin our podcast today. What was your childhood like growing up?
My childhood, Hrudai, was more of a mischievous child who had a lot of interaction, affection in terms of with his dogs, whereas hardly any interaction that I could remember of in my school days with either friends or classmates and things like that. It was majorly with the dogs in school, dogs at home, dogs around tuition, the strays, the indies. These were my all-time pets.
Amazing. So, can you remember one moment that you had, like wow moment with your dogs?
Wow moments with my dogs. At what age?
Maybe like 10 years?
10 years. So yes, it was not luckily not my dog. It was an aunt's dog, and I was 9 years old, and I had been to their house on a holiday for a weekend vacation. So I was staying out. It was Pinky was the name of a German Shepherd that they had, a female German Shepherd, and they were in Jainagar, a ninth block. Now I'm talking about, say, this was in 93, 94,
Mm.
quite long time ago. And I was with the dog. I was just playing outside, and the dog was there, and the dog continuously kept on barking until and unless they came out to see. Kept on telling the dog to keep quiet, and the dog was barking, barking, barking. Later, after almost 20 minutes of barking, when my aunt came out to see what was wrong, they found out that behind the pot there was a snake in the garden, and the dog had made out that there was a snake. And though it was a water snake or something, I don't think it was. As of what I vaguely remember, it wasn't poisonous or something. But they got the gardener or someone to take it away from there. But then yes, probably it could have been a shock, a nightmare to me, and I probably would have always been scared of snakes after that if I had a negative impact at that age. But luckily, now it turned out to be a positive impact that the dog, you know, could make out and could alert people around much way before it could create a disaster.
Okay. Did you have pets as a child? What was your first dog's name, if yes?
I've always had pets. Even before I was born, my home, there was a dog that was guarding our house. Then in those days, we didn't have so much of exposure. It was like every house, a bungalow would have a dog who would guard the house out of it.
Mm.
We didn't belong to a family where the dogs were allowed to sit on the sofa inside the house. It was more a disciplined pet parenting there. So dogs got its place, dogs got its food. Dogs got their exercise, and that's as much. So they get their playtime and stuff. But they're kept in their own place, so they're respected as an animal there. The first dog that I ever met in my life was a German Shepherd, where I could remember. Yeah, I think he came to our house when I was 2 or 3, but then I didn't have. I wasn't matured enough to even relate to it. But yeah, but 4 and 5, my birthday pictures and other things, I've seen a dog by name Abin. It was Abin. It was a
Mm,
German Shepherd that my parents had purchased from the Mr. V. Giri, who was the ex-president of India, if I'm not wrong, or the prime minister. I'm afraid I don't vaguely remember. But they used to breed German shepherds. They lived in Madhavan Park then, in the corner of Madhavan Park, where today there's a hospital built. So they Shesh Giri sir and Giri madam. So they had their lines of bloodlines of German shepherds. What I was told that probably in 82, 83, when the dog was purchased, way before I was born, or at time I was born in 84, the dog they had paid almost 600 to 800 rupees, which was almost like 80,000 rupees today, or even more, for a good, well-bred German Shepherd, is what I'd heard of.
were you scared of dogs, sir, when you first saw a dog in your house or anything?
Luckily, no. Luckily, no. Till from then till today, I'm not scared of dogs, but that does
Mm,
not mean that I go and pet every dog.
mm,
I don't do that. I don't recommend people doing that as well, regardless of the breed, regardless of the pet parent telling Illa, it is, don't worry, he's my Bruno, he won't do anything, he's a Labrador, he's a Beagle. Whoever, whatever it is, respect the dog and stay by yourself. You behave yourself, the dog will behave themselves. So I'm not scared of dogs because in the last, say, 16 years of my journey in India as a canine behaviorist and today a PhD in canine behavior and training, we've rescued as in not the indies, we've helped more than 800 plus dogs who were supposed to be euthanized
mm,
because of their aggression. So these dogs are rehabilitated. The owners were retrained on where they went wrong and what was the reason for the dog's behavior like this, and what they could do to see to it that in future that they don't have a man animal conflict uh, was taught to them. So fear of dog was never there, and
mm,
so is it now. But like I said, a lot of them do tell me if you're not scared of dog, your dog guru, go touch the dog, go pet this dog. That's something I wouldn't do because it's not what I want to do there. It is respecting an animal, who they are, where they came from, their evolution. They may not like it just because I'm a father. I can't go pet somebody's son. I
yeah.
can't go, lift somebody's son, and that's not right. And the child may not like it, and should not like it as well. Like, why
Yes.
would the child allow somebody who's a father of 4 to come and pick up somebody else's child and start pampering them? Similarly, dogs are individual animals. They have to be respected. So there's absolutely till date. Luckily, there's no fear.
Beautiful, sir. So, when did you first realize you had a special connection with dogs?
Uh, I still don't feel I have a special connection with them. I feel that they have a special connection with me for
Oh,
my luck and my fortune. So, yes, it's always been that when my parents started recognizing the fact that wherever we went to a temple or we
mm,
went to somebody's house or the housewarming ceremony where a new house is built, those days Vijayanagar, Rajaji Nagar, HSR layout wasn't even there at that time. We didn't even know something like that existed. I didn't
mm,
know. So it all started probably in the late 90s, development on the silk board and stuff like that. So new house warming wherever you go where the construction sites are. So they stray dogs around. So earlier that the dog belonged to that place and now there's a house. So around the house there would be pets and dogs and stuff. So when parents started realizing why is that everywhere you go there are dogs around you.
mm.
So that's when I did understand that there is something that probably they feel comfortable with me. That's the reason that the bonding built from there.
Awesome. Did your family support your love for dogs growing up?
Well, not really, because one, not really then, I would suggest, because without their support today, it wouldn't have been possible to me for me to be the only PhD in India in canine behavioral training. On the contrary, yes, during my school days, they were like, we have a dog at home, so he's guarding the house. You spend your time after your studies with the dog. That's fair enough. But I had a passion of bringing every other dog from the street. I once rescued a blind dog and then another dog with him, and we brought the blind puppy home. The albino, it was albino is a complete white color. So Great Danes and boxers uh, turn out to be blind, deaf, dumb if they're born as albinos. Albinos, as in colors that are they are. we call them that it's a recessive gene to be born like that. When the
mm,
proper characteristics on the DNA of the father and the mother is not transferred to the puppy. So they now or later will have concerns with their genetics. So there was a Great Dane who was blind. So I was, I think, in my seventh or yeah, sixth, I suppose. So in my summer holidays, I found it somewhere, and then I got it home and fought with parents that I want to keep one more. They're like, it's not possible having three dogs at home. You have one. Grow up, and then you earn your bread. You earn how many ever dogs you want to keep, whatever you want. But not right now because it's going to come in the way of their basic education. That's a must.
mm,
Then yeah, I fought, I cried, I left home with the dog, I went to the park close by, stayed overnight there. And then next day morning, my house driver, he convinced my parents that he will convince me to leave the dogs and bring me back. And then I had to sleep an overnight in probably 7th standard, just like 30 meters from my house. There's a park right opposite to my house. So I stayed overnight. I'm sure they would have come and came and checked on me. So I had this dog tied to a bench, and I was sleeping with some clothing and food that I got for the dog as my pillow. So that happened later, post my engineering days, when my brother came back from the US, and he was like,
mm,
if you're so keen on, I was importing training, not training though, show training and exhibiting dogs in the dog shows, is when
mm,
he said, if you're so passionate about doing dogs, which I've seen from your childhood, then rather study something about it. So that's where a bigger support of the family came in,
mm.
to allow me to go abroad and study something related to canines and come back. Then in 2008, I was the first and the only dog behaviorist, and I don't know if it's fortunate, but until today, I'm the only university graduated canine behaviorist. Though I've certified several people, and a lot more other people have done few small courses of a couple of months, but then nothing as in from a university where you have theory and practicals like for 100-mark papers on just collars. So what's a choke collar? What's a prong collar? What's a flat collar? What's a harness? Why are they made? How are they made? What is the history? So these are things that we had complete in-depth information about, which the world lacks today, and so does India with a lot of people who are certified as well. So yeah, so that's where a family did support me to go ahead and do the needful. And on completing my course, I was also told that you can come down. We'll try and set up a kennel for you, or at least a land for you where you can have your dogs and do the needful. So family support has been there till then, and then post that, it's all my family. Then later becomes my wife and my children. So there it's been great, because even for a girl from a Brahmin community in a Kannada spoken city or state, to understand an engineer who's also a lecturer, to accept a husband who deals with dogs and who wants to train dogs and have his life running with them, whereas dogs are carnivores. So we may have to feed meat, we may have to be with dogs, and so for her to accept and come into my life and accept the dogs, and vice versa for my dogs to accept her into my life and to allow me to share my life. So from there, the family or my children today, they're very fond of pets and dogs, and they the elder one is little knowledgeable also. He wants to, he does a lot of research and studies on YouTube and the net about dinosaurs, and he wants to be a paleontologist and things like that. So he's still way too young, but then yeah, so he his passion towards animals has been carried on to the generation there. The family has always been a very big support to me.
Awesome, sir. Good to hear that. How did you balance studies and your love for animals as a student?
It was absolutely an imbalance, because I wanted to feed the dogs at anywhere that I find, because I feel that they're hungry, they're wagging tail. And at home, how much would they give me? That we see second, third standard child to get money was not possible. So I needed money, and luckily it so happened that I was in school those days. This was I think 91, 92 times. If I'm not wrong, there was sometime the 92, 93. Amitabh Bachchan sir was shooting in Bangalore for a movie called Coolie or something like that, and some he had a intestine puncture or wound, and he was hospitalized in Bangalore. So they were all on the news and stuff like that. So outside my school, when I was waiting for my car and driver, there's a person on the footpath selling postcards of film stars. Then it was 50 paise one, and I had some 50 paise 1 rupee, all that we used to get for Deepavali and the with Nagar Panchami and stuff like that, where my cousin sisters gave money. So I picked up few of them, and next day showed it off for attention in class. I think second standard that was. Yeah, that was second standard. And there's a friend of mine who, from a distance, asked me how much is it. So I showed him this. So for him, that meant 5 rupees, and it was 50 paise that I purchased. So he passed 5 rupees by two people to me, and I passed the postcard. So I didn't know about change. He didn't ask about change. In class two, we didn't even know that 5 minus 50 paise and all those things. Right? So that gave me a lot of money. So the same money I went out, I could buy uh, probably uh, biscuits that could feed several dogs for several days, sort of it, right?
Wow.
Because 5 rupees at that time was way beyond expectation. So we purchased few biscuits near our canteen, brought it out, and fed the strays there. Inside school, we hardly found one or two, but then outside we had quite a few at the parking lot that I used to feed. So that became, see, then obviously there is no balance only. There is, you can't match. There is the education which is out of the book, out of the school only, or out of my head, and there's only this dog and money and dog and money. And a few months later, we did find out that one of my classmates had come down from the US or Dubai or somewhere. So he had an expensive fragrance eraser that was lost. So the teacher checked everybody's bag on who would have stolen it. And it so turned out that we didn't find the eraser, but then they found postcards of Dharmender, Mithun Chakravarti, Jitendra, Rekha, and Amitabh Bachchan. They're like, where did all this come in? It's a class two, second standard children's bags. And then everybody pointed out to me. So I was suspended for a week then from school for doing business and things like that. And turned up that I was so happy. I can spend a week at home with my dog rather than bothering about syllabus or teaching and classes that I'm missing or the embarrassment that I'd faced back in school after I went back. Because either which way, there was not much of a relation between me and my classmates then. So the relation was with me and the dog. So but then I was wondering what will happen if I don't feed them. Will they be able to eat? Who will feed them and things like that instead of bothering about my academics. So somewhere pushing and pulling with an elder brother who's of the same school and highly disciplined prefect and school leader and stuff like that that he was. His support and my mother's nagging continuously, consistently pushed me a little more. So it then later came to class 7 where I had another concern, or class 4 I had another concern. So there's all these problems. So I had to leave the school in 7th after my brother left, finishing his studies. We changed one school to another, another to another. So I finished ICSE till 7th, CBSE in 8th, 9th and 10th I studied SLC syllabus. So I completed all three syllabus in one time schooling. Probably I'm the only one in Karnataka who could do that. Or probably you could probably have other children whose parents were transferred from place to place, for which that was a mandate thing for them to change. So, and most of this started and ended with dogs. So it was either for dogs or with dogs, or somewhere the objective and reason behind it was dogs. So there was absolutely no balance between me and my studies, my dogs and my studies. Whatever I heard from class 1 till I, with great difficulty, managed to complete my engineering. I had a lot of backlogs, and for me, see, during my engineering days, I'm talking 2000 to 2004. It was more like I go 2002 to 2006. Sorry, so I sell a puppy that's a pug. Then it was called the Hutch dog or the Vodafone dog. Vodafone came up later. So I used to earn like 10,000 rupees just picking up from one place, selling it to another place, and I had all the money in my hand. And even in and around my college, the small cafeterias or the Xerox shop, the STD booth. So I started selling puppies to them so that every day from school I used to go there and spend time with them. College I used to go and spend time with them. Dog shows, getting dogs prepared for shows. So money was always with me, not much, but then yeah, though I didn't have a need for money. Parents took care of everything, and all that they needed me was to study, and all I did was not that. So little bit of money here and there walking around in hand. No? So they obviously won't have much of interest in terms of studies and stuff like that. So there is a very big imbalance that was created, and great difficulty I could push through. But like I mentioned earlier, all that I had heard. You should prepare yourself for the class. You should concentrate in class. You should make notes, understand the syllabus, find out what they're going to teach tomorrow. Be prepared. Go through your textbook once so that tomorrow when they're teaching, you understand better. Come back home, revise it during your journey back. Close your eyes and recollect what your teachers have taught. All this could happen only in New Zealand during my studies, because it was there and then where I wanted all the questions that I had from uh, the days I could even remember of myself. So from when I could stand up till when I could reach up to New Zealand, all my way from 3 years child to say a 23-year-old boy, 20 years of questions and questions and questions that I had about dogs, and nobody could answer it to me. So all these were answered in the classes in my syllabus when I did my study. So actual study balance came in there, because 3 or 4 hours of class, 2 hours you have a dog next to you in class, and 2 hours you're learning about a dog on screen or on your blackboard that you're learning about. So that is when actually what studies, education mattered to me came up there. I used to prepare for the class the next day. What are they going to
Mm.
teach? Why is this? What's an anatomy? What is nutrition about dogs? So these sort of things came only way later, where I understood how and why other children in school and colleges used to be so prepared, because they were interested in what they were doing. And I absolutely then or till today I have very less or no knowledge about anything, including though I run a firm called Amrut Dog Services, where we have 70 plus staff and dog handlers. We have our office staff. We have social media managers. We've got our accounts. We've got our sales. We've got our marketing team, and all of them. Uh, there are people who are managing different parts of my company where I have no absolutely no idea on actual staff. What's my company strength? What's my company turnover? Though we could run into crores and their salary paid for all, GST, their ESIs and PF and Provident Fund gratuity, lot of things that come in place. So there's an accountant who take care of that. There's a general manager who manages the other things. Instagram, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. Though I've got quite a bit of followers, is what I've heard, 8 to 10,000 followers and stuff. I respect and thank all of them for following, and they follow the information and knowledge that is shared on the page called Dr. Amrut or Dog Guru. They don't follow Amrut Sridhara Hiranya. So neither does Amrut Sridhar Hiranya has his personal page, nor do I have those apps on my phone. It is managed by my a team who are very good at it. I don't even have a username password. I don't know. Somebody asked me, "What's your Instagram handle?" I was like, "What's a handle?" Sort of. So that way, I'm even now not balanced with such things, but been able to create a balance for business to educate more people. So that is taken care of by someone. And whereas if I'm a dog psychologist, my job is to deal with dogs. So I don't want to deal with the handlers who are taking this dog to find bombs in malls and tech parks. They're doing scans or drugs in universities. So the man management is done by my other team members who work for us to create a balance. Dog training and things like that, or training dogs for the Karnataka Forest Department that I'm appointed to do now, or the Maharashtra State CID Police that I've been doing now. So that is something that I have to balance. It's always better you uh, segregate your work and understand what you're good at and what you should do, and respect others to do their work, what they are good at. Yes, at times I've been wrong in selecting the right people or things like that, but yeah, now or later we keep learning, and every person who's walked into my company has taught me, my company, a lot of good lessons to learn, and good technology that we've come up with. And today whatever we are because of the staff and the dogs that have been working for us. So that's how balance is now created after the education. But yeah, in the early days, yes, there was absolute imbalance.
Okay. Can dogs really understand human emotions? How do they show it?
See, dogs can understand human emotions. It's very easy for a dog to know that you're sad, you're happy, you're excited, you're nervous, you're scared, uh, you're anxious, you're unwell. All this a dog can very easily understand. One, provided it's your dog. One, it is your dog, or the dog that's associated with you for a while, because dogs can easily read the impulse. See, in therapy dogs or service dogs, we also have something called EDD, epilepsy detection dogs. So
Mm.
dogs are the only ones in the world who have the information knowledge more than technology to detect an epilepsy or a seizure attack few seconds or minutes before a patient could get one and tell them that he's getting one. So, how do they do it? Dogs are, and for a simpler way of explanation, a lot of people say that I'm sitting on my sofa and watching Netflix or Amazon, and then I feel I need to go get myself a glass of water. I go to the kitchen, my dog is sitting on the next to the couch on the floor, and he's just relaxing. And then I go to the washroom and come back. I go get myself popcorn and come back watching a movie. The dog doesn't get up at home. But when I think I need to sleep. I'm not seen the watch. I'm not yawned. I'm not given any signal, but in the moment I thought I need to sleep, my dog gets up.
mm,
Now, why is that? So, this is how a dog picks up things. It's your impulse between your heart and brain. You see the ECG machine up and down, up and down, up and down, your heart ECG machine. That is what they can easily understand, track, and they get used to it. Since a puppy, the dog would have followed you several times to the fridge. So, they know this emotion of yours is making you feel thirsty. This is making you feel hungry. This is making you, this helps you to get to the washroom. But yes, this particular emotion, that the sleep emotion of yours or the sleep feeling in you, gets you off me for the next 6 to 8 hours. So I will not get your attention 6 to 8 hours. So
mm,
the dog gets up immediately the moment you want to sleep and walks with you to the room, or you're going to leave the dog outside and get into your bedroom and go to sleep. So the ECG, the impulse is what ECG is a different word, but then yeah, the impulse is what the dog can easily identify. That's how even epilepsy warning dogs, there is a short circuit in your impulse that creates the seizure attack. So the dog could, when trained well properly, the dog can identify that much earlier. So similarly, we have different impulses for our happiness, sadness, sickness, excitement, anxiousness. So that's what a
mm,
dog can easily identify. Now, depending on what you're feeling scared, the dog's like, I'm there, don't worry, I'll protect you. You're feeling sad, the dog's going to come next to you and lean on you and start licking you. So they support you in the ways that they think they can.
mm. Awesome. So, how can a teenager build a stronger bond with their pet dogs at home?
Firstly, whether it's a teenager, he's younger to a teenager, or an elderly gentleman, do your homework. We have courses for you at just 1,000 rupees to understand what dog can I afford socially or physically. What is socially, physically? Affordability means financially. I'll pay 10,000 for a puppy, 20,000 for a puppy. That's a financial affordability. What is social affordability? For you to understand, do I have dogs around my house? Pet dogs, stray dogs, are they male, female? Do they bark? They don't. So can I have one? Do I have children in the house? Do I have a play school third or fourth building from my house? Will there be children shouting in the afternoon, playing and going and coming to school in front of my place? So is there a playground close by? Are there cows that are walking around my house regularly? Do we have monkeys that come and go now and then? So this is your social affordability. Depending on what you can socially afford, there are 400 plus breeds that you can go for. Then comes your physical affordability. Do I go running every day for 10 kilometers? So in a weekend, I'm doing cycling of 50 kilometers. So I do that. So is that my routine? Or do I just have a 1 hour walk every morning? I don't walk at all. I don't go out for exercise, things like that. Or have a treadmill at home. Your physical activity. So what is that you can afford? What is a breed that can support your affordability? Third comes your financial affordability. So socially, if you are in a building with two, three male dogs around, you getting a female dog and not getting her neutered, you would have the socially you can't afford one, because the moment you get one, these dogs start fighting with each other. They start barking. They the dogs you have two male dogs in your neighbor's house, and like today in most of the places in Bengaluru or other metropolitan cities, dogs are not yet sterilized. So these two base dogs who born together, grown up together, would start fighting and kill each other just because you got a female dog. Argue those dogs don't even belong to your house. That's your third neighbor from here. So, and yeah, you may tell it's their headache, their dog. Why should I bother? But yeah, it's a dog, it's a life. So can I socially afford it? Then comes can I physically afford it, and then get into it. So one is selection of the right breed, the right gender, according to you. Your lifestyle is very important as the step one. If you do realize you can't, then don't go for a dog, because it's a 10, 12-year commitment. If you're not able to keep up, then you rather not end up damaging the dog's mental, physical health by taking it, not giving exercise, taking it, giving away fostering to different houses, and then the dogs end up in an NGO, or the dog ends up in the street, and they mate with stray dogs, giving rise to more aggressive dogs in future for the public to create concern and things like that. So doing your homework first to get the right dog. Once you get the right dog, like you said, how do we improve the bonding? How does a teenager? That was your question. So bonding happens. Which is the best bond you could you give me a relation, an example for the best relation bond that a human would have? Who would it be?
A human would have with the dog.
Yeah, no, human with any other human.
Yeah, caring.
No,
And
example of bonding. Is it like brother, sister, husband, wife, mother, father, so mother, son, mother, daughter, sister, sister, brother, brother. So generally,
mother and a son,
exactly. Now, when you say mother and a son, uh, till what age do you sit on your mother's lap?
maybe 2 to 3 years.
Now, till 2 years, you are doing till 3 years, you're doing anything in front of your mother. You're pooping wherever you want. You're not toiletry, you're peeing, you're lying down, you're sitting because sitting only came almost at a few months of an age and stuff like that. It didn't bother. But then the moment you're 13 and you're sitting down watching TV with your legs on the table or something like that, and your mother enters, what would be your reaction?
Go and do something productive and don't sit.
No, the first thing. Now your room is closed. You're sitting on your table on your chair, and your legs are on the drawer or on the bed next to you, and you're watching something. So Mama opens the door. So what would you immediately do?
Just sit, like
Sit,
innocent.
sit direct. So what from the legs on your table, would it continue being on the table?
No, down.
Why?
Because it's a respect when elder gives.
Respect. So bonding, the basic foundation for any bonding is respect.
Mm,
Now, as you turn 18 or 19, how does your mother enter your room?
just like that.
Once you're 25.
Maybe knock and enter.
Why? You
Because
are a
no,
part of, you are a part of her. You are born out of her, right? Now she is showing respect for your space, for your age.
yeah,
Though you were born to her from her stomach, you're a part of her body. She gave you blood, flesh, meat, bone, food, and she collected all your pee poo in her stomach for so many times, so many months. Once you're 25, she would not want you to open the door when you're changing your clothes.
yeah.
She'll lock and open it. So their respect comes back.
Mm,
Right? So the same thing, respect is a very whether it's husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, teacher, student, mother, father, uh, brother, sister. The moment respect walks in, takes the first step, bonding is always following. So how do your question? How do I earn respect? How do I have a good bonding? How a teenager can have a good bonding with a pet or a dog? You respect the animal, allow the animal to respect you back as you grow, as the puppy grows. Then you have a proper bonding between the two of you. Now,
awesome.
what is respect? Very simple. At the beginning, you teach your dog that you have your space, I have mine. You're carrying the dog till 3 or 4 or 5 months, and later teach the dog that you're not supposed to be carried. Otherwise, the dog is always jumping and standing on your chest at 4 years of age. The dog. That's not actual bonding. That's not what's needed. Give him his or her space. Respect their space. Sir, my dog doesn't like to be pet when it is sleeping, and he snapped twice. We want training. I was
Mm,
like, what's wrong with you? Would you like your dog come and lick your face when you're asleep, when you're having a good sleep? You will also whack and send the dog outside,
right. Yes.
right? So why do you expect your dog to accept you to go and pet your dog when he's sleeping?
Mm,
And why should you pet your dog when he's sleeping? Chalo, you want to pet your dog, you're the owner, you're the master, whoever. Call the dog's name, Simba, Raja, Brownie, Sindhu, whatever, come here. Call the name twice, come. If the dog comes, then pet the dog.
mm,
Why should you go and fiddle your hand with the dog who's already lying down and resting or sleeping
right.
and then get bitten
Ah,
just because it's your dog, right? So respect the animal. How do you respect the animal? Show the animal, give the animal their space, their food, their bowl, their exercise, their free time. Keep them
mm,
where they have to be. Don't mix up respect and love.
mm,
Don't every mother love their child? They do. So does it mean that she will give a child, a 20-year-old child, a bath? Similarly, doesn't the son respect the mother? So he's not going that he'll keep his leg on the table in front of his mother and their friends when they walk in, right? So these are simple things, whether it's mother or God. God, where you have a special place in your heart for your mother. Similarly, you'll have a special place for. So does it that the mother doesn't like the son after he's 20? No, no, not at all. She loves him more than what she used to. But then she's giving respect. You're earning respect. You're sharing respect. Respect is everything in any relation. So just because you love each other with the dog, getting the dog to jump on the sofa, okay, till you were 3 years, like you said, when your mother was sitting on the sofa, what were you doing on the sofa?
Just go around and crawl.
3 years.
Yeah,
You could stand on
3 years.
the
Yeah, maybe.
and
Yeah.
next to your mother. Now at 13, will you do it? Right? So at a puppy, you used to pick up the puppy and sit on the couch. As you grow, the puppy should be on the ground, not on the couch. You're sitting on the couch, the puppy is sitting on the floor, or get your dog a good expensive bed or couch for your dog. That belongs to the dog. That's not yours, right? There was an age when everybody probably who's listening here, boy or a girl, you used to hold your mother's pallu, the backside of the sari or the dupatta corner, rotate it around your finger or
Yeah.
something, go behind your mother, right? You don't do it right now. Oh, now I've grown up, so I'll wear my mother's sari, right? Doesn't happen like that.
Yeah.
So from a puppy, as the dog grows up, bonding will be there if you're showing them their barrier there, not barriers, boundaries, where you can come, where you can stay, what you can do, right? Though this is the same mother of ours who fed us breast milk and grew all the children today,
Mm,
by the time we even realize that we can eat,
mm,
then we respect. Our mothers wouldn't change their clothes in front of us. We respect them, man. Similar to the dog. So why is your dog on your couch? Why is your dog on the sofa? Why is your dog on the dining table?
mm,
Give them their place. Respect them as an animal. Sir, I have a Shih Tzu. He always bites when we carry him. Isn't it simple, plain common sense for your Shih Tzu to tell you, I don't like being carried? If you respect the dog, you will not carry the dog and get bitten. You carry the dog, get bitten, and you will give me a lot of money to train the dog not to bite despite being uncomfortable.
mm. Amazing.
LKG, UKG, first standard, second standard, third standard, up to fifth. You wanted your mother to hug you when you came back from school.
Mm,
Now imagine today you come back from office or you come back from college and your mother is open arms at the gate. You're like, what's wrong with you, mom? What happened?
yeah.
And see, puppies grow 7 times faster than us. So 1 year of a dog is 7 years, 7 to 8 years of a human.
Mm,
So you need to mature that fast and tell them where they belong to. Right? So
absolutely.
that respect will bring in a lot of bonding with you and your dog and you and any other dog in the world.
Yeah.
Tiger.
Mm,
Respect the tiger. Where should the tiger be? In the jungle.
yeah.
We went to a safari. Keep quiet. Stay quiet. Allow them to do their work. Don't get the jeep too close. Don't disturb them. You've gone there to see. Government has given you permission. Luckily, at least in Karnataka, we have 8 to 10% as a buffer safari zone, and the rest 90% of the core jungle is not touched by anybody. So
Mm,
the wild animals here could be a tiger or a leopard or other animals are a little more socialized to vehicles, so they're moving themselves, not troubling. Shouting, making lot of this cut noise with your cameras, troubling these animals. You're not respecting them. Then once or twice they'll attack the vehicle and then you're not supposed to go. They'll stop safari there.
mm,
Right? Respect. You wear chappal and go 4 times into the temple, they'll not allow you to the temple the next time. So here the same thing with animals. Respect their animal, their likes, their dislikes, and where does it come from? Their breed.
mm,
My German Shepherd doesn't like to travel in the car. German Shepherd is a dog that was evolved to keep a herd of sheep, a herd of cattle together, flock of sheep and herd of cattle together. So their genotype is to keep things together.
mm,
Now imagine a German Shepherd grown up and suddenly you're sitting in the car, your wife is sitting in the car, your father, mother is sitting, German Shepherd standing. and suddenly everything in the world starts moving.
Mm.
The dog is not moving. I'm standing. You're sitting. Trees are going. People are going. Buildings are going. Where are they going? How will a dog understand what is travel if you don't teach them, socialize them with traveling? And putting head out. This is the first podcast that I'm talking about this. What do you, why, I don't know where people leave their common sense when it comes to their dogs. Why is the neck of the dog outside the window when you're traveling? What do you think you're doing to the dog? Just
Mm.
imagine simple things I'll tell you which doesn't come into the news. Something in India, another stray dog, another person in front comes in front of you, you jam your brake immediately, the spine of the dog will break. Whosoever head is outside the window. And if by chance your elbow hits your car window,
Mm.
earlier than the rotating ones,
Mm.
even before you realize, the window will go up and the dog will not be able to tell you that my head is outside, my body is inside the car.
Right.
And with the sophisticated cars, you press it once, it will close itself.
Mm.
Automatic window raiser. So the dog's going to die. And you feel you're all dog lovers? Sir, when I was a child, my mother and I sat on my mother's lap and they took me to the school and college. So today also sit on your father's mother's lap at 20 years age and go to, in a one scooter, father, mother, and a 20-year-old boy on the mother's lap. Why are you expecting that with a 1 year dog? You did it with a 1 month puppy. No, sir, we leave our dog free in the car. Okay, your dog is sitting free in the car. You apply the brake. First thing the dog's going to give is the head to the seat in front. And when you hit it, it's going to move. Neck will break, spine damage, the dog dies.
Yeah.
My dog loves long journeys. I love to travel with my dog. Travel blog. What rubbish is that? You're putting your dog's life into death. Then how do we travel with dogs, sir? Simple. There is a harness. In Amazon, it's 110 rupees for you to buy a dog car belt that you put to the same place which you fit to your seat belt, and the other part is left on the harness, and the dog is kept at the back. So even if there is a break, the dog doesn't hit anywhere. The dog can lie down, the dog can sleep, the dog can't roll, the dog can't reach the window. Window is open for air to come and go, 2 to 3 inches where the dog's nose or head cannot go out. But then, sir, foreign countries and all, we've seen everybody travels with their dogs, sir. Yes, sir. In foreign countries, who do you call the most responsible person? Imagine to a responsible person in America. Who do you think would be? Not name of the person, the job. Somebody behaving bad. Who's going to stop them in America? I'm just asking you, Chetan.
It's humans.
Humans. Who in humans? See, there's somebody who's misbehaving.
Mm.
Who in American humans will stop them and correct them?
Police.
Exactly. Responsible? How have you ever seen a police dog in their car in America, Europe, anywhere? Have you seen them sit putting their head out? Head is out if the vehicle is stopped, not when it's moving. Every vehicle has a kennel, a small metal kennel where the dog is going to sit. Even if your car topples and topples and topples, the dog is in the kennel only,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
So nothing happens to the dog. Even if he's hitting himself, he's in that small place. If you want to travel with your car, bring in a travel crate. That's how it happens in the flight,
Mm.
in the trains. There's a travel crate, your dog is in the crate.
Mm.
The dog may tumble in the crate, but it's not going to, there is no enough place for them. See, for you to hit your head from this height,
Mm.
right? Or for you to hit your head in a car when you apply the brake when you're sitting in the front, it's going to make a world of difference.
Yeah.
Safety is not there, and everybody on, oh, you should look at in Bangalore with our Kapan Park Sunday, it's open for, and every dog is with the head outside.
Mm. Yeah.
Imagine the stray dogs in Cubbon Park. From Monday to Saturday, there were no dogs, and Sunday, all these dogs are coming. So, stray dogs from Cubbon Park are going to run out to the stadium, Kantirava Stadium side.
Yeah.
So, you're traveling and going, and suddenly a stray dog comes. You'll put your brake, and your dog will break their spine.
Yes.
Nobody is going to come to Cubbon Park and take a mic and tell, I lost my dog. Thinking that I'm a dog lover, thinking that I'm a pet lover, thinking that I'm a pet activist. Today, my
Mm.
dog is dead. They'll not tell that. They'll go to the hospital, put an Instagram post. Not that it is their mistake to keep the dog's head out of the window.
Mm.
But my dog passed away. Rest in peace. You'll always remain in my heart.
Mm.
You are going to guard the heaven. These sort of rubbish comments for killing their own dog. And then they'll go and bury the dog or burn the dog. That's as much. Nobody's going to go back and tell. So that's where lack of education matters. So bonding, you're going back to the question that you asked. Bonding between a teenager or anybody to a dog is when you respect the dog as a dog.
Mm.
Understand, learn, educate yourself, and then yeah, you're a perfect you have a perfect bonding with your pet.
Absolutely, yes. And whatever you said, it could relate to every person who has a dog right now. So you only said ask question and you only answered. It was amazing. You answered most of the questions that I wanted to ask you. Amazing, sir. Thank you so much for that. And one more thing is that what do dogs teach us that schools and books can't?
Unconditional love.
Mm. Yeah.
In school, what were you taught? Play with boys who are, or and what did your parents tell you? Spend time with those students who are getting good marks. Oh,
Mm.
that boy is, he's been punished. So don't, all of you don't talk to him. Why don't
Mm.
talk to him? Because he's naughty or he's mischievous or he's done something that's not supposed to be done.
Mm.
Nobody's going to talk to him.
Yeah.
The parents make friends with children who are getting good marks,
Mm.
right? Then comes your dark. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಅವರು ಮುಸ್ಲಿಂ ಹುಷಾರು ಓ ಇವನು ಹಿಂದೂ ಹುಷಾರು ಅವ್ನು ಕ್ರಿಶ್ಚಿಯನ್ ಹುಷಾರು ರಿಲಿಜನ್
Yeah.
ಅವ್ನು ದಪ್ಪಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅವ್ನು ಹೊಡೆದ್ರೆ ನೀನು ತಡಿಯಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ನು ಕಪ್ಪಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅವನ ಜೊತೆ ಸೇರ್ಬೇಡ ಅಂಡ್ ನವ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ತಮಿಳ್ ತೆಲುಗು ಅವ್ರ ತಮಿಳವರೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಮಲಯಾಳೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ people have been teaching each one, right? And what does a dog teach? You come back home with a marks card that you have failed in one or two subjects.
Mm.
You're scared to come back home from your parents. They're going to scold, they're going to shout. A father loses a job or he's got a loss in his business. He's scared to come back home because the moment he comes, his wife is like, did you bring that? Are we going there? And son is like, well, are we going for a holiday? You need to pay the child's fees. Primarily, that father itself, or whatever, he is not bad. The time was bad, the incident was bad, the deal went bad. So he's come back with not a very victorious return, and then he has to face people, and they're like, it's like asking a child, why did you fail? What do you mean, why I didn't fail? I didn't study well, or I didn't remember, or I wasn't well, or I didn't put effort, so I failed. I wasn't interested, I failed. Why? How could you lose your job? If I knew how I would have lost my job, why would I lose my job?
Mm.
Why is the sambar burnt? I went to the bathroom. I saw some dirt there. I was cleaning. I fell down. By the time I came back, sambar got burnt. Who will stand in front of which mother or a wife will stand in front of the tea or coffee and allow it to flow outside, looking at it? Oh wow, it's coming out so well. Until and unless it's housewarming,
Mm.
nobody is going to do that. Oh, don't you understand? There is no sugar in the coffee. If I understood, I'd have put sugar. No, I thought I put. That's the reason I didn't put. No sugar is better. I can add sugar. But if it's double sugar, then I can't take out sugar from the coffee. Right? So here, when it was a child or a mother or a father or a boyfriend or a girlfriend, anybody in this relation, we are loving each other conditionally. Husband is earning, he's a good husband.
Mm.
Wife is doing household, very good, she's a good wife. Wife is also earning and supporting the family, she's a good wife.
mm,
Husband is not only earning, but he's also doing some household work and helping the wife. So it's a better husband. Husband, wife are very good because father got me my cycle, got me iPad, got me watch, took me to Singapore, took me to holiday. Mother is very good because she made that this to eat. She took me there and here. Children are good because he's getting good grades in school. He's good in karate. He's good in swimming. He's good in singing. He's good in music.
mm,
But your question, what is the difference? What does dog teach us? A dog will love you regardless of anything.
mm,
You lose your job and come back. He shows you the same love. You give burnt food, he'll show you the same love. You fail an exam, he'll show you the same love. Your own son is putting on weight, you're scared. Cake tin bada, biscuit tin bada, dhappa aagta hai. Don't eat junk food. Today, YouTube, all Insta, oh no, 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 you eat junk food, you eat pizza, you eat burger, you'll put on weight. See, child, you have, what is it called? Juvenile diabetes. You have to be very careful to start.
mm,
Same thing to the father. Mother is telling you drink and come, you'll have a problem. Husband is telling the wife, who however husband is fit, he is telling the wife, you need to start some exercise. After you deliver two children, you're putting on weight. For a dog, you're fat, you're thin, you are drinking, you are smoking, you are diabetic, you failed, you passed. I will show you the same love. You're black, you're white. You were white and you became black.
mm,
You had a bath, you didn't have bath. You brushed your teeth, you didn't brush your teeth. You got good marks, you didn't. The dog is still going to show you the same love.
mm.
Right? So what a dog teaches you, as your right question was, what do you learn from a dog? Accept people unconditionally, at
Yeah.
least your people. I
Mm,
obviously may not be able to accept one of my employee who doesn't work because we have to run a firm. I have to pay him salaries.
yeah.
But then at least your family members, they are what they are.
Yeah.
Why do you want to business with them? What is business? Why do you want to deal with them? You do this, I'll do this.
Yeah.
He's your child, he's your wife, he's your mother, he's your father. The moment you accept them as you are, that is what you learn from a dog. The dog accepts you as you are.
Yes.
Right? So
Absolutely.
what we learn from dogs is unconditional acceptance of everything. I don't want a black Labrador. I want a
Mm,
white Labrador. I don't want an Indian street dog. I want a Saint Bernard or a Rottweiler. Right? Accept the dog as he is. He'll give you the same love. Did the dog? Imagine the dog said the same thing when you went to purchase. Hey, he's Brahmin or Lingayat. I don't want to go to their house. They will not give me beef. I'll go to a Muslim's house or I'll go to a Christian's house. Here in this Gouda's house, only chicken, mutton on Sundays. Right?
right.
Imagine the dog said that. Hey, this fellow is fat. I don't think he'll give me any food. He'll eat my food. I don't want him.
Mm,
They didn't do that. They don't do that. So what you learn from a dog is unconditional acceptance and love.
yeah. Absolutely, yes. And we can also say that no, dogs are very friendly, and it depends on how we train the dog. It doesn't matter which breed it is, how we train and how we are friendly with the dog is what matters, I think.
Friendly, as in you don't have to be friendly with. Yeah, friendly is a good word, but then you respect the dog respects you.
Yeah,
Right? Friendly. If the dog is not comfortable, me getting too friendly with the dog is not also very good.
yes, yeah,
Right? So in a party, there could be women who are not very friendly with men. So I just can't go be over friendly. Ma'am, can I buy you a drink? Can I sit with you? You're wearing a nice saree. Your lipstick is good. Shut up and get out. Why are you irritating me? Huh? Because over friendly also they may not like it.
yeah,
You
yes.
respect them. If if the dog is friendly,
Mm,
if the dog is wanting attention from you and you share the same attention, fair enough. If the dog is not comfortable, then fair enough. Don't make him more uncomfortable.
yeah. So, what do you would say to the students who are scared of dogs?
There are three types of fear. You need to first, whether it is dog, whether it is lizard, whether it is snake, darkness, what is it? The fear of going in lift, a smaller lift. It's called. I lost the word. I'll come back to it. So claustrophobic.
Mm,
Similarly, cyanophobic is fear of dogs.
mm,
So why are people scared of dogs? So why is there fear? There are three types of fear, regardless of any fear, whether it's height, it is water, it is lizard, it is dog. The fear comes in three ways. The first one is learned fear or counseled fear, where a mother is holding a baby who's 3 months, 4 months, or one
mm,
year, and feeding, showing Chandamama and all. I know nowadays Chandamama is not visible with the smoke in Bangalore, but then yeah, so we had that. So you show the Chandamama, or you get the child to eat, and if the baby is not eating, then there's a obviously it's a night, so one or the other dog is barking somewhere. See, if you don't eat, the dog will come. So learn it fear, or no, no, we will come, we'll go this side, the dog is sitting there. When the mother is holding the child. Basically, mother is the first teacher. Or the father similarly. No, 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 I'm scared of the dog. We'll park my car. That's it. There's so many dogs here. So knowingly, unknowingly, the child is learning the fear or counseled
mm,
about the fear on dogs by somebody else who they trust. Second is associated fear. I have a PT master who always hits me, or a tuition teacher who I hate, and there's a dog in their house. So example, since my childhood, I started hating the dog because I'm associating the dog to the teacher or the uncle or the auntie or somebody who I've always been scared of.
mm,
Associated fear. Last but not the least is your experience fear. Sir, I've not experienced any dog bite. You need not have to experience a dog bite you, tear your skin, and blood come out. But you see a dog chasing someone, they getting bitten, or on TV, or in a movie. That also is experience fear because you experience the fear seeing what was happening. 10 movies you see where a Joker is a psychopath killer. The
mm.
next time you see a real Joker, you're scared of him. Papa, he has nothing to do. He's getting 3, 4, 500 paid for wearing the Joker Vesha and standing in front of a mall and doing Tata. But the last movie I saw, this is the person who killed, who was a serial killer, was wearing this, or the series I saw. So you start associating. Right? So it's similar to that. So these are the three fears. People who are scared of dogs, the only thing I would want to tell them through our Hrudai Chetan's podcast is that you need to understand your fear because it is your fear. It is like your pimple, your abscess, your acne, your cancer, your tumor. If you do not understand it, you will not be able to face it. Now, I'm not telling you to own a dog, bring a dog, pet a dog, kiss a dog, love a dog. If understand your fear, understand where it came from. Once you understand something, you accept it. Once you accept it, you digest it. That's enough. Once you know why I'm scared of dogs, you're already overcoming a lot of fear. Because it makes no difference to Dog Guru or to Hrudai Chetan or to the very dog there that you're scared of him. You are the one who's suffering. And in Indian constitution, you can't kill a dog, you can't uh, replace a dog from that is relocate a dog, you can't do anything to a stray dog or a dog because the law protects them as much as they protect you. So you have to live with one. Do you have an option of not living with a dog where you've never heard a dog bark, or you've not seen a dog on the street, or you've not in your parking there is no dog, and you can't live without a dog. So when you know you have to live with one, then accept your fear, understand your fear, so it's easy for you to deal with your fear.
Wow, amazing. You gave us tips to identify our fears of dogs. Okay. So give me few best dogs names, sir.
Names or breeds? What? I didn't get your
Breeds.
question.
Breeds.
See, best breed depends on the best purpose. I have a farmland to be taken care of. Then your indies, your strays, they adopt one from there because they're much more stronger, healthier, uh, immune to a lot of diseases and stuff, so they can stay there. Point number one. Sir, I already have one breeded dog in my house. I have an independent house. I want to add on another dog. You can adopt an indie because he's going to be a good companion to your dog as well as take care of your house, regardless, but opposite gender, so that the dogs are comfortable with each other. Sir, I'm a first time pet parent. I want to adopt a dog. Please adopt an indie from the litter, as in you have the mother who's littered puppies, whether it's on the street or whether it's an NGO or a fostering house. Pick up the puppy from the litter with the mother if you're a first time dog owner. Because there could be challenges that you may have to face as a first time dog owner. One, regardless of Labrador, Golden Retriever, Saint Bernard, Indie. But then what happens is that if you are failing to understand your dog, later you'll blame the Indie.
Mm,
So rather than that, picking up one from the mother or the litter makes it much easy, comfortable for you to raise the pug when you're a first-time dog owner. If you've already had multiple dogs, then you can pick up any India of any age because you've had managed dogs of different breeds, different mindsets. Because an adult Indie, when you're adopting, they come with with a cloud that is following their experience. They were in somebody's house, then they were in a fostering house, then they were in an NGO, then they went to somebody's farmhouse, and then they come to
Mm,
you. So their good or bad past that they have experienced, which you will never know. Nobody is going to give you the complete history. Fails you from understanding them. So your expectation from them is not fulfilled, and they are blamed, right? So that's why I said, depending on what you want, sir. I want a breeder dog who I want to guard my property, my
mm,
bungalow house, my villa. It has got compound. Then you have something called the working group. It starts with your boxer, Doberman, Great Dane, English Mastiff, French Mastiff, Neapolitan Mastiff, Dogo Argentino. Then you have in Newfoundland, they all fall under the working group according to the kennel club, but they are all your guard dogs. If it is a dog outside the house, not entering your house and only guarding your property, then go for a male dog.
mm,
If you want a companion plus a watch guard dog, then go for a female of these breeds. Sir, I want an intelligent companion. You can go for the herding or the pastoral group that falls under your shepherd. Such as German Shepherd's the only one which is easily available and also susceptible in India. Compared to Belgians are available, but then yeah, you don't get easily get your hands on Australian Shepherd and the Dutch Shepherds and stuff like that. They are more the police dogs. 99% of houses I recommend female dogs only
mm,
because they get on their cycle, their menstrual cycle once in a year. So other than those 6 7 days of bleeding that you can't find anywhere in your house, one because the dog has a natural instinct of tail tucked in that acts as a sanitary napkin for them, and they clean and lick up the tail and their private parts to keep it clean and hygiene. So you won't see blood in your house. Point number one. And for all the viewers, it's not monthly; it's yearly that happens to dogs. And a female dog's hormones is to protect the family, be a companion, be patient, like another mother. But then the male dogs have so much of testosterone in them that's a competitive hormone. It's you or me, your son or me. These sort of things come up, and with the air that we can't stop or other dog scent that comes in, that triggers their hormones, and hormones hijack their intelligence or their trainability. No, sir, I want a male dog. So are you telling we shouldn't have male dogs? As per the animal welfare law, any dog that you have must and should be neutered. So if you have that sense, responsible ownership, as per the AWBI or the BBMP rules and regulations, if you want to neuter and keep a dog, male or female, it shouldn't make much of a difference. So that's the best thing for you to go for. And you have, yeah, if you're smart and intelligent breed, you want a German Shepherd and medium breeds. In smaller breeds that you look at, first-time dog owners would go for Dachshund, lesser expensive, easy maintenance, can guard your house as well
mm,
as be a good companion. Female, provided you don't have too many staircases in your house because it's troublesome for them to climb up and down. It's not that they can't, but then it's troublesome for them because they're short and long. Less of concerns. If you want a hairy dog, in the small ones, a guard dog and a companion female Pomeranians are good, depending on the less expense. A little more if you can expand your pockets, then a Maltese is a very good one. Where yeah, the hairy dogs you can trim their hair and keep it as much as you want, how much you can manage. And the friendly ones, we always have the Labradors and the Golden Retrievers. You can always go for them depending on how much you can manage their hair and fur and coat. And the large breeds, any large breed is a great dog. And especially for me, who's a large build, my T-shirt is like 4 or 5 XL. So I would go for a dog who's the dogs at my house, French Mastiff, English Mastiff. So that's the Dorji di Borgi or the giant English Mastiff. I walk and run very less. They walk and run very less. They are in the house and looking at them, nobody would enter. Looking at me, hardly people get into. I don't even remember when I fought last with anyone. I'm not talking about my wife or my mother and things like that for something to eat or something to wear, but then yeah, an actual fight. So the deterrence values, the visibility of that bigger dog in a house, nobody would want to enter. These are dogs not who are going to chase and bite and do things like that. So large dogs, you have your smooth coat Bernards or you have your Mastiffs. Medium breeds, you've got a good guard dog, could be a German Shepherd, preferably a female. Companion, you've got your Labs and Retrievers. Smaller dogs, like I mentioned, you've got your miniature pinchers are good dogs. The Dachshunds are good dogs. You want to adopt one? Yeah, you have a world of dogs who are very immune, very good, who gives you the same amount of love, affection that
Mm.
any other dog could give. Are your Indies.
Amazing, beautiful, sir. You have crafted it very, purposefully and very good. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
So when we come to the last part of the podcast, that is rapid fire questions. So let's go for it. Dogs or puppies?
Dogs.
Favorite dog breed?
German Shepherd.
One word to describe dogs.
God.
Morning walks or evening cuddles with dogs.
Morning walks.
First dog you ever trained.
German Shepherd.
A dog movie you love.
Turner and Hooch.
Can dogs feel love?
Absolutely.
Loud bark or soft growl?
None of the three.
A dog's favorite food.
Meat.
Can dogs get crushes?
No.
What makes a dog happy instantly?
Food.
Street dogs or pet dogs?
Dogs.
If dogs had a superpower, what would it be?
Change humans or train humans.
Awesome. Thank you so much, sir.
You're most welcome.
Was it? And how did you feel coming to the podcast and sharing your points, your views about dogs?
I felt nice. The number of questions was decent. There's a good homework that was done by you at this age, though you're way younger to me. And I would want to make it a point that my social media team did tell me so very less followers compared to what you've done earlier. Should you do it? Should you give your time? I was like, I should give my time because when I was his age, there are a lot of people who gave me time for what I am today, what I am today. So it is the need and the want. So I can train a dog as a need to find bomb and drug. As a want, I can train a dog to bring a milk packet, Nandini milk packet in mouth without puncturing. What would I do? So you train dogs for the need. Then here is the need, and people who would follow him maybe more and most of his age where actual information knowledge is the need than me talking to a celebrity and their dogs are taken care of by the staff, not even by them. So here if it can bring in 10 more people who could be dog gurus in future doing their courses, online, offline courses, learning about dogs, being good breeders, running proper pet shop, dog groomers, dog walkers, dog sitters, and they're going to earn a good sum of money and be more happier than being a decent doctor or not a great engineer, not a great doctor. Because if your job is a job, if you don't need a holiday, you don't need a day off, right? So that only comes when you have passion. So if this can help a lot more children, people, parents to watch it and understand what their children's passions are, not regarding dogs. It could be anything and everything. Could be playing the flute, could be playing cricket. But then, sir, only 10, 15, 20, 30 people make up to the Indian team. What about the rest of them? If your
Hmm.
son is a good cricketer, your son is a good swimmer, even a national medal, he may not get to the international. Please don't make him a bad engineer, bad doctor. Send him to foreign countries where let him do his bachelor's in swimming, bachelor's in cricket, bachelor's in flute, bachelor's in piano, bachelor's in fine arts, and live his life. See, money, what is rich, what is poor. For a person without a footwear, a person having a footwear is rich. For a one with a shoe, a cycle is rich. For a cycle rider, a vehicle rider, two-wheeler rider is rich. Two-wheeler rider, car driver is rich. Person who has a car feels a person who's got two cars is rich. Right? So there is no measurement for happiness, but then the contentment, either which ways you have to do your work. You have to earn your bread. Right? Even a thief has to steal in the night to have his bread tomorrow morning. Right? As far as you're passionate and happy about doing what you're doing, then life can't get better. So it's going to help a lot more people, the youngsters, and it's such an eye opener. I'm feeling so happy that you didn't disturb me much in between. You had a patient listening, and your follow up. You followed up several times for this podcast to happen. Whereas the same podcast time given to a consultation would have earned me a couple of thousands, but then if it can shape several dogs and several owners and several children to shape their lives better, it's worth crores. So the time spent here is probably the best part of the evening that I could have had today.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Once again, thank you so much for your time and commitment towards this podcast and towards me too. So, thank you so much, audience, for being here in this podcast. If you love the podcast, I'm sure that you will fall in love with it and you would have learned many new things so far. So, just go ahead and comment below whatever you have learned, the key points that you learned today, so that I can share your feedbacks to sir, and sir will also be happy about your feedback. So thank you so much, audience. Thank you so much, sir, for being here onto my podcast. So let's meet in my next podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hriday.